Hey ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, you're watching CHM Tech, and this video is brought to you by Squarespace, a web service that is helping me build my very first website. This has to be the easiest way to build a website these days. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform that, from a technical point of view, makes things so easy. There are no plugins, no updates, no patches, ever. The end user really needs no coding knowledge. All that is already done for you. All you have to do is use your own creativity to arrange things how you see fit. How your website will ultimately look is totally up to you. And that got me thinking about themes. More specifically, about the dominant brand colors for modern apps, social networks, and different technology-related websites. Why is YouTube red, Facebook blue, Snapchat yellow, or why is the Google logo colorful? When I chose the theme colors for this channel, I did it mainly because they looked cool to me. But surely it would be mistaken to think that entrepreneurs who are starting companies would make such an important branding decision with only an individual preference to back it up. Or would it? Take for example the case of Facebook. The dominant color for this social network is blue. You can see it in their logo, their banner, and in different branding images. In color psychology, blue is most commonly described as the color of peace and tranquility. It's also known for channeling the qualities of intelligence, communication, trust, and efficiency, among other things. Color effects describe blue as the color of clear communication, which makes a lot of sense in the case of Facebook. But in reality, that actually has nothing to do with the reason why Mark Zuckerberg decided that blue was going to be the dominant color for the brand he was building. No, in fact, the reason why he went with blue is because he is red-green colorblind. In a New York Times interview, Mark stated the following: "Blue is the richest color for me. I can see all of blue." Regardless, you can't really go wrong with a nice variant of blue alongside a matching color, of course. Time after time, surveys show that blue is the world's favorite color, and just take a look at how many other websites and apps use it as the dominant color. Still, if not used right, blue may come off as too cold, unemotional, and sometimes even unfriendly. While blue is usually relaxing, red stimulates and raises the pulse. It is known to appear nearer than it actually is, and therefore manages to grab our attention and hold it. That might explain why YouTube uses red as its dominant brand color. Red can create a sense of urgency and encourage appetite, which makes you stay longer and eventually come back for more. And that's exactly what YouTube aims at. So much that their algorithm rewards creators who can keep viewers hooked on their site for a longer period of time by making their content more visible to website visitors. Famous logos describe the YouTube color scheme like this. The red color gives the logo a bright and attractive look, while the black and white appeals the broad spectrum of viewers. The logo is an embodiment of excitement, entertainment, and experience for the users that they can always count on and never get tired of. And that's because it was obviously done right, but in a different context, a dominant red color can be perceived as demanding and aggressive. Red can also mean stop, as opposed to green, which in everyday life very often means go. In computer technology, it can also signalize that you're online. These days, a lot of communication apps allow you to manipulate your online-offline status, while some are completely straightforward. If you're currently using the app, you're online, and if you're not, well, you're offline. Play natural, like in the case of WhatsApp, which just so happens to use a variant of green as its dominant brand color. And green just so happens to be the color of nature, harmony, and balance. In the brand guidelines, the company states the following: WhatsApp brand is more than just a name. It's a set of values, attributes, and artwork that reflects the spirit of our company. Now, if used incorrectly, green may come off as boring and can even indicate stagnation, and that may be the reason why WhatsApp has a number of different variants of its logo. The dominant color of a brand can be extremely influential, so much that a product can sometimes be better known for its color than for its actual name. Like in the case of Viber, which is often referred to as the purple app. Viber, the company, refers to its theme color as purple, while one of their flagship sticker characters is called violet. Now, even though purple and violet are often used interchangeably in the English language, in color theory, they are not the same color. However, they can have similar psychological properties. In a blog post on the official Viber website in 2016, company content and social media marketing manager Shai Lavi wrote the following: "The deep purple represents so much of what Viber was when we first introduced the app. New, exciting, and colorful. That same year, Viber went through a very slight rebranding process and toned down the color in order to, according to Leeth, better communicate trust, reliability, and simplicity. In color psychology, purple is associated with royalty, luxury, and even with space, time, and the cosmos. It stimulates the problem-solving part of the brain as well as creativity. But despite that, if used excessively, purple can easily come off as cheap, inferior, and even decadent. Now, if you think that's bad, wait until you hear the negative impact yellow can have. When used excessively or in combination with the wrong tones, yellow can cause depression, anxiety, and in extreme cases, it can even be associated with suicide. But as color effects explain, the right yellow does the exact opposite, as it can be the color of confidence and optimism and can lift our spirits and self-esteem. When you take a look at some yellow-themed websites, you can really see how this color can be a double-edged sword. In my opinion, more than any other color we've covered in this video. While it can look amazing in some cases, in others it can be the exact opposite. In modern app design, yellow is not that commonly used as the dominant brand color. Still, one app does come to mind immediately: Snapchat. The ghost in the center of the Snapchat logo is named Ghostface Chilla, after Ghostface Killah from the Wu-Tang Clan. It's supposed to symbolize the there then gone nature of Snapchat's sharing system. As most ghosts in popular culture, Ghostface Chilla is represented in white, while yellow dominates the rest of the logo, as well as the app and website design. Given the psychological properties of the color, yellow can be seen as a representation of the playful nature of Snapchat. But what about companies that use a wider variety of colors for branding, like Google? Ruth Kadar, the graphic designer who created the now famous Google logo, once stated, "We ended up with the primary colors, but instead of having the pattern go in order, we put a secondary color on the L, which brought back the idea that Google doesn't follow the rules." Another example of colorful branding is the new Microsoft logo. Today, many believe that the four colors of the logo represent different divisions or product lines of the company. Blue for products like Windows, Outlook, Internet Explorer, and Edge, red/orange for Office, green for Xbox, and yellow probably for Bing. However, the colorful logo existed much before most of these products even came into existence, originating in 1992 when it was used for the Windows 3.1 operating system. So a dose of mystery does remain. And then we have the Apple logo. That could be a topic for a whole nother video, so we'll mostly focus on the current one, which has a black and white theme. When you take a look at the company's official website, you can see that black and white dominate there as well. While white is the reflection of all colors, black is the absorption of all colors. White is associated with hygiene, clarity, purity, efficiency, simplicity, and sophistication, while black is associated with some of the same things like sophistication and efficiency, as well as glamour, security, and emotional safety. Through its history, Apple used different logo variants that reflected the current design aesthetics of their products. Just like the famous rainbow logo reflected the capability of the Apple II computer to display images in color, the present-day monochrome variant is there to depict what Apple claims to aim for with their current products. Choosing the right combination of colors is a crucial task in branding. Research shows that the proper use of color increases brand recognition by 80%. Given their powerful psychological influence, colors can make the difference between a successful product and a complete failure. The website that I'm currently building on Squarespace is coming along nicely, and as for the colors, I've already integrated the ones I use on YouTube, which, if I may say so, still look pretty cool to me. Like I mentioned earlier, the technical part is really easy, and if I do experience any problems, Squarespace is there with their 24/7 support. With that said, I can use all the help and suggestions I can get for the content, so feel free to let me know what you guys would like to see on the website, content-wise. Squarespace is very flexible for practically any type of website. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, designer, artist, or a plumber for that matter, you can use their services and create something that will represent you and what you do in a matter of days. And if you're a techie, I bet you can have a website ready in just a few hours. It's that easy. So if you'd like, you can start your free trial today or click on the link in the video description to get 10% off your first purchase. But that would be all for this time. I really hope you enjoyed the video and hopefully even got something useful out of it. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay strong.